Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe B Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Man, it's been crazy this year. I've had so many different things I've been doing and stuff. I've kind of forgotten about some of the things that I've started. A lot of you'll remember I had originally started out doing plantings in my backyards, different herbs and spices and things. And I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. Because I've been doing work on my deck and things, I've kind of neglected my outdoor garden a bit, so it's not as good as it should be. But I do want to show you at least what's going on. Now, this, of course, rosemary bushes. This is, of course, fantastic if you're doing like some beef. Or I love beef with rosemary, thyme, and garlic, and with the salt and pepper grind on it. Oh, this is fantastic. Or if you're doing some Cajun cooking, if you're doing gumbo, you want some fresh rosemary. You can never have too much of this stuff. And what I'll do is over the wintertime, I like to bring these inside the house, and they'll continue to grow real well. Although they don't get quite as much sun and stuff, so they actually get a little bit weak in there. So I have these sitting up here that are doing well. Um, this planter set that we have here, the problem with this is these are great because you can have a variety of plants and stuff in there, but you must water them every single day. If you do not, it dries out and it kills the plants. And because we've been on the road going back and forth taking care of the rental properties, we haven't watered these as much as we should have, and so we've lost some of the plants in there. Whereas in a regular flower pot, they'll do really well. Now this one, believe it or not, this was a rosemary plant I had actually from last year, and you can see all the stalks in here where it's been broken off, where I literally used almost all of it last year, and you can see how well it's come back. In fact, it's beginning to become more of like a shrub. And so this is an oregano plant. Nice thing about the oregano is this will winter over and will come back next year. We have a lot of fresh parsley. We did have some that kind of died on us because, again, wasn't here and didn't water it a couple days. Thai basil, look at that. That is just like great. If you're going to do some pho, it's good. More, of course, parsley, tons and tons of parsley. And we have a little bit of leaf lettuce that kind of came up on its own as well. And these right here, these are actually the ones, rosemary plants I had inside the window um, during the year. And they had gotten really spindly, but they're getting thicken up now that they've been outside. And we have good old thyme here, time after time, and regular basil. I've got so much regular basil. Now, one thing you may want to do is if you clip off the flowers on here, then the leaves will still continue to really, really grow. And like I said, I've been working on my deck. I've been relaying the whole thing. So it's been a bit of a mess in here, and I've kind of neglected some of the plants. But I do want to show you what's good is I get a lot of morning sun over here. There's still so many trees that are about that you don't get a lot of great light, but in the morning it is fantastic. Now take a look at this basil. Tell me that's not perfection right there. The stalk in there is nice and thick, and we have some chili peppers that are growing here. Lots of basil, tons of basil. We got a pepper. Look at this. Habanero peppers. You see those bad boys right there? Oh yeah, that is going to be great. Tons of basil. So I'm kind of getting with these planters, and I love these planters right here because they do set up on the railing nice. They get a little bit more light because they're not getting hit by the railing. I kind of double dipped on these, and maybe I probably shouldn't have to let this focus more, but I'm trying to make sure we get as much as possible here. Another pepper plant, look at that, boom, little chili right there. In here, lots of Thai basil, and you see I need to clip the flowers off here, and you can see another hot pepper. So for the most part, all of them are doing pretty good in here, and I've got the table that's in the way at the moment. I've gotten lots of cherry tomatoes, and again, I need to pick these guys right here. They're looking really good, and I've gotten some peppers. So from the standpoint of having a little garden, having a little space, you can do this if you were smarter than me and actually took better care of it. I've been getting a bunch of these little hot peppers. These serranos, those are really good. And I've gotten lots of jalapeno peppers. If you take your time, and if you have enough time and are able to go ahead and spend on actually taking care of the garden. That's been my biggest problem, is I just haven't had enough time to devote to it. You can have some great herbs really easily, because again, I haven't really been taking care of this like I should, and you can see I've got basil for days. What I will do is I actually have a food dehydrator, and I'll go through at some point, and I will just take, cut a whole stack of this. I'll put it in the food dehydrator, and then I've got fresh basil that's got no additives, chemicals, or preservatives. One other plant too I want to show you as well is, and this is another one that has wintered over a couple of times, and this is actually sage. Great for pork chops and stuff. And you can see how the stalk on there is actually wood. Probably needs a bigger flower pot because that base has been in there several years. But again, some of the stuff you'll be able to keep for next year, or you can put it in your window, because I have this window right here that I've made a wider ledge on it, and I'll bring some of those in the wintertime, so I've always got some fresh herbs. And you can do that at your house too. So I hope you enjoyed the tips and things, and looking at the the herbs and spices that we have going on here. It makes a great difference when you're cooking. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I appreciate you. Maybe by next year I'll have the deck redone, and I can really focus in on making sure that my garden's really in great shape. I'll see you later.